our live whiskey web and whatnot on
Yes,
location at Chuck's house, as you can see behind me.
That's right. Yeah, I'm
This
just
is
back
also
in a
Chuck's
different
house?
room. Yes, everybody came over, and we had to just go into 3 different rooms because that's we need to stream it. Can't just record it locally.
We have to limit how much time we actually spend in the same room. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
We don't get along that well.
No.
It's really
I've never done this
challenging.
before. I don't even know you guys.
Yeah. Well, we're the creepy guys on the internet that get your home address so we can mail you stuff. Hopefully it works out.
But hey,
Yeah.
when it ends up being whiskey, I'm not going to complain.
Right. It's a roll of the
Yeah.
dice. Yeah, you ended
That's
up
actually
getting
the
a
whole
free
reason-
bottle of whiskey once too. Well, they're all
I
for
did.
you, but
Yeah,
you
the
got an
oopsie
extra.
bottle.
Yeah, the oopsie bottle.
It's delicious.
Hands down.
Yeah, actually, the whole reason we started a podcast was to collect a bunch of important tech people's home addresses so we can then sell those later. So,
I mean, it's working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have not. I need to, but I have not sent a bag of dicks to anyone that I can recall.
I think Ken Wheeler has
Keep
to be the
threatening.
first.
Yeah, he would probably be the first, but not till after I go to his house because I've also been invited over for like a nice meal, so I don't want to send him a bag of dicks first and then be like,
Yeah.
Fair.
here I am. Please don't spit in my food.
Yeah. Speaking of dicks, would you like to intro?
Wow, that's a great segue.
Well, yeah, exactly. That was a pretty good one, but I know she's
I
been
didn't even
on
finish.
before. I know she's been on before. Save it. Save the rest.
Yeah, I guess we should let you intro yourself
Introduce our
in case
guest.
people have not heard your previous episodes.
Yes, hello. I am Kelly. I am director of engineering at a video intelligence startup called Spot AI. I've been in engineering for many, many years, engineering leadership for many years, but not as many as I've been coding. I live in Atlanta, and I, like Chuck, drive the same vehicle, except mine is not the wagon. And that is the best way to explain it. That's me.
Snag and wagon.
Nice.
That's you.
I was hoping that sentence was going to stop with just "I like Chuck."
That's it.
That'd be a good one.
Not sure
I
who this other
tolerate
guy is.
Robbie, and yeah, I don't know. Does she ever text you, Robbie? Probably not. So
Do we even
No.
have your number?
No,
I don't even know
you
I
don't?
said we. I am one person.
Yeah.
but
Chuck does have
Yeah.
my number, but
I hope so.
It would be weird, yeah, if I didn't have that at least. Yeah, well, if you can just say offline. If you're interested, I'll send you his contact. If not, I totally understand.
If not, we'll pretend this conversation never happened.
yeah.
We'll cut it. No, just kidding. We can't. It's
It's
live.
live.
All right.
Well, we could cut it later,
So-
but if you rewatch the live footage, you'll. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
Oh, did you want to finish your dick joke?
Speaking of
This
dicks,
is going to be the
Chuck,
whole
can
theme
you
of this.
can you tell us about the whiskey today?
All righty, fine. Fair enough. Okay, today we'll be enjoying chicken cock rye. I'm a child. It is 90 proof, aged 2 years with a mash bill of 95% rye and just 5% malted rye. The cool thing about this, aside from the bottle, so the bottle is really neat because it has this like chicken wire honeycomb texture to it. And apparently chicken cock is America's oldest whiskey brand, or one
it
of.
really?
It used to say. Yeah.
1856 can't
It's
be the
one of the
1856.
oldest, yeah.
in Pears, Kentucky. 7 decades later, it was a staple of Prohibition-era speakeasies. Okay, so a lot of illegal work there. And now it's back. The cock is back.
I love that if you stop reading at the second line, it's just established in 1856 in Paris.
Yeah. And then they're like,
It's
let's kinda
actually
go
a
with that.
French bourbon.
Yeah.
It's not even bourbon,
right.
it's rye.
Yeah. But so the funny connection, though, is that you've had their bourbon. We were recording at Render a couple of years ago. Chicken cock bourbon became a little fun party, whatever. I can't remember who was on the episode where we actually tried it, but then you came by, we're hanging out, chicken cock.
I
You
think we
just
did it
got
for a
my
couple.
recording of me saying chicken cock, yeah.
Yeah, we have that somewhere.
Now we
It's
have it
on a
again.
SD card. Yeah. Wait, what kind is it?
I should just say it differently every time. This is chicken
Please.
cook.
Say it in French since it's a French brand.
That would require me to
Alrighty.
know French.
Yeah, I don't know enough French, despite having taken French.
Poulet, I think
Poulet.
is.
Poulet is chicken.
Poulet is chicken, and then
That's the best I
don't
can
know the
do.
word for cock, believe it or not. And I learned French as a kid. You'd think cock would be on the list.
Yeah, that's one of the
things
first
I'd
words you
find
want to
out.
learn.
Yeah. Okay. So on that note, ooh, okay. This has a, it's almost like a cherry syrup or something. Smell to me.
Definitely
smelling
on the sweeter
lime.
side.
Yeah. It's got a what? A lime for you?
Yeah, I smell lime.
Puts the lime in the coconut. That's a song. I don't know if you were aware of that.
Wow.
Lime in the coconut. Yeah, it's a little weird. I think it's like some old 70s song. Put the lime in the coconut. No, never heard that?
That's actually the lyrics. They're in
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
as far as I got, as far as memorizing them.
Yeah, it's by that guy that did that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Guy who did song. Well, chat, who did the song? No. Nobody knows.
Is anyone in the chat? My computer is far away and I can't see.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, you
I
can
don't
see a
think
chat.
so.
Hey, look at there's a chat.
There is. There's like, yeah. So there's live
Where's
stream
Cyrus
chat.
and Jonathan
Oh,
at?
Cyrus, if you know. Wow, Kelly. That's what Cyrus says. It's not Billy Ray. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
So okay, let's get back to the whiskey. Yes, it has a sweeter, almost like cola. It's almost like cola syrup a little bit to me the
Yeah.
more I smell it. Now I'm gonna taste it. See what happens there.
God, this chair I'm sitting in is so creaky.
Yeah, still a little bit of that. Like if I was to have like a very syrupy, like cherry Pepsi, a little bit of
Yes,
that.
but it's
in the
very
beginning.
thin.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like a flat cherry Pepsi in the beginning. And then you get a little bit of
Yeah.
like bitterness, citrusy bitterness.
It's kind of like
I don't know.
Pepsi mixed with 7-Up. Like you made a suicide and then like shook it all up to where it wasn't fizzy and like didn't taste good. And just had like not that much like soda flavor, I guess, like subtleness.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
going to give this a very high rating. I can tell.
He's very
I
much
think
enjoying
this
it.
is okay.
I
When
think
I
it's
said a
interesting.
not good tasting soda, I didn't necessarily mean this was bad.
Mm. So that's a multi-generational term too. I didn't realize. I remember as like a grade school kid or whatever, we'd go to roller skating parties, and that was the fun thing to get like a soda cup and make a suicide, which was just basically everything that was there all mixed together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if, dear listener, if you'd ever heard that term before. I didn't know if it was a Midwest in the early '80s kind of thing.
Yeah,
or,
what I don't know about that, but I do know that, living in Atlanta, we have Coca-Cola headquartered here, and at the World of Coke, there's a whole room that has every single Coke product from around the world.
oh wow.
And there are people who actually try to taste every single thing, and most often end up sick at the end because.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
But there's one from Italy, I believe. It's called the Beverly. And everyone talks about how bad it is because it's so bitter. But I
Yeah.
only ever had it as a kid. And now I'm wondering if I were to try it now as an adult, like how close is it to like Campari or, something that is already like a bitter liqueur that could be good.
Yeah.
I could also
like
be horribly
Campari.
wrong. Like I should have tried it while I was in Italy, and I did not even think about it.
Yeah. I was there like a month.
You were, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't do a lot of soda, but I like Campari and Amaros in general, so I like that bitterness.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like I will even sometimes just have a little bit of Campari with like a splash of soda in it. And just that is actually pretty tasty.
I kept on getting. They had like a Campari soda like in a can there.
Oh yes,
that
yes.
all the
And
time.
the little bottles.
Yes. They're so good. Oh yeah,
good.
the little bottles. You're right, man. I had
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
times in Italy. Minus,
Yeah.
totally eating it and having to withdraw from the Chicago Marathon. But outside of that,
Yeah.
if I ignored the ankle pain, we're good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you could take some of those Campari sodas and take the edge off of said
Oh,
ankle pain.
the edge was taken off.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
I
Your
kind of injured
wine,
myself
sodas,
halfway
and-
through vacation, and so I
nice.
walked on a very sprained ankle for a week.
Womp womp. Well, on the road to recovery, as you post frequently, and some of those posts
Yes.
being post runs. Which is good.
Yes, I'm running again. That is good. I had a really tough physical therapy session on Friday, and so my ankle is not feeling great still, which is the longest it's ever hurt for a while. But I did go on a 4 mile run yesterday because I was in Michigan and it was 55 degrees outside. I'm like, I have to run outside in that kind of weather. Like, it's beautiful.
For sure.
It was worth it. It was worth a little bit of
Yeah.
pain at the end.
Sounds like about the same temperature as where Chuck is right now.
Like in this room, it might be 55 degrees in this room. Like we have a thing in Arizona, and when it goes above 100 degrees, that means all the inside should be like 60 degrees. So it doesn't make any sense. I have this sweatshirt sitting right here next to me because half the time I'm in here, freezing.
We call that women's winter. Because like when it gets really hot outside and they dial down the temperature inside buildings, I always bring another layer.
Yeah, because you can guarantee it's just going to be freezing all over the place, no matter where you go. And if you're spending more than 15 minutes in any of those spaces, it's like, hell no.
Yep.
Women's winter, not heard that before.
Look,
Well,
we're already learning things.
we are learning things. This is good. I like where this is going. Let's learn what you think of this whiskey. Okay, so a reminder for everyone, the highly technical scale of 0 to 8 tentacles, 0 being terrible, you spit this out, which I didn't happen to notice, but maybe. 4, middle of the road, not bad. 8, amazing, clear the shelves. You're an expert, Kelly, in this particular. This is like at least your third time rating something, so
Yes.
you know what's up. Let's see if Robbie has an opinion. I think he's gonna like this one, but
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of chicken cocks, this is maybe not the best one I've had, but in terms of general rise,
Please take that one little bit. That's a perfect.
yeah, in terms of chicken cocks,
It's not the best one I've had.
yeah, it's okay. Anyway, I think in terms of rise, it's not terrible. It's not great. It's kind of middle of the road for me. I don't really have anything like super negative to say about it, but I'm not like, I don't love it, and I don't have like super opinionated reasons why. But so for that reason, I'm just gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
5 is more generous than I thought you would go.
I was
You
gonna
get-
go with a 5.5
Okay.
because we have a half tentacle in here today. I don't think I can give it a 6, but my brain went right to 5.5 on the scale of 0 to 8. So
Interesting.
I would
All right.
obviously you could see I definitely have not had this much of it today.
Are you sure?
Oh, I've already been drinking
You know,
it.
this is the most Monday of Wednesdays.
Oh, it's such a Monday for so
Yeah.
many reasons that I'm not going to talk about on here. That's for afterward we stop recording.
Okay. All right.
I have a great story, but it's not getting recorded.
It's not for everyone. Okay, that's fair enough. See, I feel like I'm leaning more towards middle of the road, and I want this to be better because the branding is obviously funny, and I'm a child. The bottles are nice, like with this nice like texture on it. I really like that. I like the ideology behind the brand, and it's been a little while. It's funny that I haven't tried any other ones, but so I really liked the bourbon that we had before.
I was going to say, yeah.
And I know they have a few different expressions. I should kind of dig into it more. But I already have a drinking problem, and so it's just like, do you need to just keep a new one every week? Probably just go with that. But I feel like it's a 4, maybe 4.5 at most
Okay.
for me. Like for a rye, this really just doesn't have the qualities that you're looking for in a rye. Like honestly, if I blindly had this, I'd be like, I don't know, it's a less sweet bourbon in a way. And
Yes.
It's just like, it's kind of one note in a way. Like I'm getting that, like a little bit of flat cola, a little bit of citrus, and then it kind of goes away. And I think that's what I'm not loving about it. So it's like, I'd probably try this in a cocktail. Like it might make an interesting Sazerac where you get some more other notes in there and still leave it somewhat naked. But 4. I'll be nice, 4.5, just because I like what else they've done so far.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not every whiskey can perform every time, so it's
Just like many.
it's like-
Oh my gosh. And the irony is that it's both whiskey and. Okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that.
I'm gonna stop now. I promise.
Yeah, you're actually being a little rude.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, we're gonna do some hot takes, but they are adjusted from what we normally would do for you, Kelly, because A, you don't give a shit about React, and here's my spicy one. For a race car, Miata or Boxster?
I'm going to say Miata.
It's the wrong
And
answer.
the reason why is because I can I don't race. My husband does the racing. It's way more friendly on my budget.
Mm-hmm.
Because
possible.
after taking the Cayman out on the track so many times, you just blow through tires, you blow through brakes, and it gets expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But Miata, it's way cheaper. Now, I'm not going to say no to Boxster. Actually, I just want to buy a Boxster as like a second daily, but I think I don't have room for another car right now. So,
You need those like those lift things or whatever,
Yes.
double lift. Yeah.
but my garage is too small for those, and so we're going to have to buy a new house first. So,
House more cars.
Commitment.
I like this thinking though. This is good. Yeah, I support this decision.
yes. Or as Cyrus says, put the car in the living room.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's like those apartments where you could drive it into the elevator and like it goes up with you,
Yes.
and then you just
Mhm.
like get in the car and go down. Sounds kind of cool.
Actually currently have a 2024 Macan outside because I have my Taycan in for, I just hit 20K miles. So I just did my 20K mile service, and then I'm taking care of some recalls. So
Nice.
I've been driving a base level Macan with an upgraded, it's a premium package in the upgraded surround sound system. So, I mean, it's
cozy.
decent. I mean, you could tell that it's the base Macan. And
Yeah.
after renting a CX-5 for 24 hours in Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
I'd take the Macan any day, but that's probably obvious.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'd rather have a
I'm
base
like-
Macan than a
Yeah.
fully loaded Acura or something. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like after, when you drive a Taycan all the time, when you drive an electric vehicle all the time, you're just used to the torque. Like it's
Yeah.
always there. You're just going to go. And where I'm like, that meme with the stick poking, and I'm like, do something. That's how I feel when I'm driving the CX-5. And I owned 2 Mazda 3s. Loved them. Also, those were like my last manual vehicles again because it's fine, but I love my car. I'm going to eventually buy a 1990 911, a 964. It's going to be amazing. And it's a perfect complement to a Taycan.
Yeah, I think so. You need some more explosions still,
Yes.
And they're in the back, so it's fairly safe.
It's
Yeah,
fairly
that's true.
safe. There
Yeah.
are other years that I could get, but as I think we discussed, I value my life and I do want to live.
Yeah.
So we're going with a 964.
Yeah, an 80s like 930 is like they call them the Widowmaker.
Exactly.
For a
There's a
reason.
reason why it's called the Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Have they all exploded a lot?
No, it's just that they're super light and a lot of power, and like you have
easy to
work
crash.
your way up into. Yeah, they're just basically easy to crash. So,
Gotcha.
yeah,
I like these new versions of hot takes, by the way.
yeah. Well, we gotta mix it up. It can be like
Yeah.
get push or no, get push, pull, whatever.
Push or
Yeah.
Neither
pull.
neither of those.
Neither of
Rebase
those are
or
the
merge
things.
was what it was. But anyway,
Yeah, no, I know
Um,
what it was, but it's funnier. See,
yeah.
they'll-
Get push or get
Yeah.
pull.
People are going to
Yeah,
think that I just don't code. Like, I don't know how the internet works.
All I know is you're just supposed to go get push dash F.
Dash F.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time. Just
Yeah,
get push
especially
dash
if
F.
you're on the wrong branch and you don't realize it. That's when you really want to
Doesn't
do it.
matter.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Get push main because we're politically correct.
Yeah, I've had a problem recently where I always click the pull button. I use Tower at work, like the Get client. And I press that every time to make sure I'm up to date. But if you haven't pushed your branch yet, its default is to take the main branch and merge it into yours when you do that.
Mm.
And I'm like, I never ever want that to happen. What is going on?
What's
But
the setting here?
yeah,
It's a choice.
Yeah, just choice to use that
Well,
app at all, but
Wow. Chuck's
I
a,
mean,
Chuck's a get purist. Like, CLI or bust.
I have PTSD from like learning Git from senior engineers that were like neckbeards eating Funyuns, like yelling at me and throwing like their old Mountain Dew 2 liters at my face. So
I'm
it
gonna
was
say
very
they
earned.
probably did not throw their 2 liters at your face.
They were empty.
Did they? But did they throw it at your face?
Do you
Really?
think any of that was literally what happened, Robbie? Like, are
Well,
there
some of it could have
parts
been.
that you'd like to dig into it, Inspector Gadget? Or
I mean, what I want to take away from that is I have not eaten a Funyun in a very long time.
yeah,
I think Funyuns are underrated.
I completely
I think
agree.
you're right. I agree. I think Funyuns were delicious. I think they
Oh.
still exist. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
they have
I hope
flamin' hot ones now, which I am intrigued
Flamin' Hot
by.
Funyuns?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a party.
Yep.
That's
for
a
it.
solo party, possibly.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, get to your hot take, Robert.
Oh, okay. We are in football season now, so if you had to pick, Georgia or Michigan?
Michigan.
Oh, it was easier
I don't have to
than
think
I
about
thought.
it.
Okay.
I have had to explain my upbringing and my college affiliation to so many people at this point that, yes, I am a fan of both Michigan and Georgia. I grew up in Michigan. My earliest memories are tailgating for Michigan games. I'm a big U of M fan. I also have 3 degrees from the University of Georgia, which means I, by the amount of money I have paid the University of Georgia, am also a Georgia fan.
Right. Yeah.
I think
They're a fan of you.
What's that?
They're a fan of you.
They're yes.
Their alumni
I had-
association is. How
I
about
was
keep it coming?
maybe 3 weeks into grad school, and I went straight from undergrad to grad school. I was maybe 3 weeks in. The alumni, like, they started calling me, asking me to donate. I'm like, do you want me to pull up my latest tuition bill? Because I'm still here. I'm still giving you plenty of money.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But-
they are ruthless about that.
This is going to be an interesting football season, though. I'm not sure with the reorganization of divisions, like of conferences, and then the extended number of playoff teams. I'm just very interested in seeing how it'll go. The 4-team model, I understand why that needed to change. Like, it's always SEC or Michigan.
Yeah. 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 When you have the same 4 teams like 10 years in a row, it's probably not the best model.
Yeah. But it's also fun watching Florida just like cry a little. It's also fun watching Alabama be like, well, we don't have Nick Saban and we lost a bunch of people and we have a different coach from where we had last year. And so we're going to see how things go. And I would love to see them fail. You know, my biggest kind of like, unfortunately this is recorded, but I think Ohio State is going to do well this year.
Oh, no. Okay. That's all the time we have, I think.
I'm not rooting for them, trust
We
me.
are drinking.
The
and
only
you
team
can wash
I
your hands.
like less than Alabama is Ohio State.
Ohio State is like, the way I think about it is like Alabama is a dynasty. Like they are
Yes.
supposed to be good and fine. Okay, if you want to be like, hey, we're good. Yes, you are good. Ohio State is trash and thinks they're good and like recruits a couple people. They're the like, I think we might have even said this the last time we talked to you, that they're the React of football teams. Because it's like, it's this self-fulfilling prophecy of like people use it because other people use it. So it's like they were ranked and good, which made them get recruits, which like, so they faked being good to then be good, which like, I guess props to them for doing that. But like, I don't like them and I don't like their philosophy.
I was going to say, I think I would probably say that Alabama is more the React because I feel like they're like the staple team that a lot of people support if you're like in the Southeast and not in, a Georgia fan, basically. Ohio State is, I'm trying to think about which one's which is like the really annoying one that's just like occasionally be like, oh, look why you're so much better than React, and then everyone forgets about them. Oh, look what, we're so much better than React, you should move to this, and then everyone forgets about them. They're the shiny
there's so
object
many of those.
syndrome. Exactly.
Vue or Nuxt or whatever kind of has had I feel like they've all had a little dalliance with that where they release something and people were like, oh, there's something to that.
Yeah.
But I get paid to do this, so I'm going to
Yeah.
And that's why we are all learning React.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I think most people in the chat are not into football or college football.
Yeah, college football, very specific.
Yeah, Chuck has got them all on European football. He doesn't play this egg ball game stuff, so.
I don't, yeah. And I mean, and where I grew up, like, football really wasn't that big of a deal. Like, well, we have had, I don't live there, but whatever, the Bengals, and like that was a fun thing I might do once a year to like go hang out and live sporting events. Super fun. I don't care. I'll go to like pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But didn't follow at all. Basketball is very big in the Cincinnati area. We have the University of Kentucky, University of Louisville, Cincinnati, where I went. Yeah, I mean, Ohio State was even pretty decent for a while, all of those. So it's like basketball was kind of it. And then people played soccer, and I just kind of stuck with that. It's just all about my long-going European dreams.
I never got into basketball, mostly because my first exposure to basketball. I went to a lot of Michigan basketball games because my grandparents worked for U of M, and so we just like, honestly, I never really appreciated it because we would just like walk right onto the floor because my grandparents worked there, and I just like never really registered that.
You didn't know your privilege at the time.
Exactly. And then growing up in Michigan, I didn't have much going for me with the Pistons.
Right, yeah. Like, it predates you, where, what were they called? The Bad Boys or something?
They were good before I was born.
Right, yeah. Big Isaiah Thomas fan. He showed up to your birth. It was great. Would you ever live in Michigan again?
No.
Consider living? No?
I like my
summer
winters
house in
down
Traverse City.
I love visiting again, like even when I go up in September or I go up in the spring or summertime, like basically anything except like from December, like after Christmas until May. That's just Michigan's dead to me.
Fair enough.
Michigan's dead to everybody.
Fair weather fan.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy when springtime hits in March and then I'm watching my family be like, yeah, we're about to get a blizzard again.
Yeah.
I mean, Cincinnati, like.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, we used to say, if you don't like the weather, just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. I've come to learn that everybody says that.
Yeah. It turns out, I don't know who started it, but it spread like wildfire.
It did. Same thing as your 11 seasons of the year. We just, a couple weeks ago we had fake fall, which is a fantastic
I loved that.
week.
It was great.
So nice. And then immediately back to 90s. And I'm just like, nope, bring it back. Bring it back. And that is how fake fall works.
Right.
Yep.
Gets you excited and then just like rips off the Band-Aid.
You like pull out some of your sweaters or a jacket for nighttime.
Oh,
or
I did.
something. Yeah.
And unfortunately for me, fake fall coincided with the release of the pumpkin drinks, the fall drinks at Starbucks. And
love
so
those.
I was all ready with my pumpkin spice turtleneck and my cold brew, and it was like 70 degrees outside, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And then immediately just like rolled up the sleeves.
Right, yeah. Because you're like, 70 isn't quite 50.
Yeah. But again, I went inside a building and I was like, okay, sleeves back down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go into any that's why they can serve you those pumpkin spice lattes or whatever, because they're like, come on in, it's cold in here.
Exactly.
It feels a little bit like how Walgreens or whatever, they'll put their. I mean, I feel like we've had the Halloween decorations out for like a month already.
Oh yeah.
And you're like,
They got Christmas stuff out like months ago.
Oh
I think I saw some Christmas stuff at Home Depot recently.
Yeah,
It's never too early. Like, I think we're getting the stuff for like Christmas 2025 out now as well.
Right. Yeah, we better get that out because the trends are changing. Those like white trees are coming back for 2025. Not this year. They'll buy it ahead of time. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you buy it this year, it's too soon.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I added a couple of drops of water, and I don't know, it helped. It gave it a little bit of
Okay.
diversity, like a little bit of spice in the finish. I don't know. It's not amazing, but it did help some.
Yeah. The more I drink it, the better it gets.
Yeah, that's
it
usually how
turns out
alcohol works.
A lot of things work out that way. You're like, my body is like, is it Wednesday? Is it Monday? I don't know. You do this all the
Hey,
time.
I'm at the beach, so
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Go ahead, rub it in a little bit more.
Yeah. I thought that was a fake background behind you, but I guess it's real.
no, yeah, that's the
Yeah.
real beach.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I guess
right
you can't
outside.
super see it.
Wait,
but
that's right outside my back balcony.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you
duh.
forgot. Yeah,
Yeah, but I remember it's the drinking. I'm trying to
Yeah.
catch up to Kelly because I haven't had as much as she.
Oh, you're
has.
you're
I
doing
gotta-
good. Like,
Yeah,
keep
we're
on,
we're
you're
getting
almost
there. Getting there.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting there. I'm trying to play catch up some. So, Robbie's on
Yeah.
it and whatever else.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of places we're getting to, let's
Mhm.
talk about Raleigh and all things open.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Is
we
that
have
how
not
you-
been before. Have you been before?
I have not because it's almost always the week of my birthday. And this year, it is the week before my birthday.
Oh, excellent.
So I get to
Happy
enjoy it and then still get back in time for my birthday weekend.
and do other things. Yes, that sounds like
We can still
fun.
celebrate my birthday. Like, that's totally fine.
While there, you're okay
Yeah.
with this? Okay.
I will give you permission to celebrate my birthday.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. There might be alcohol involved. I don't know. It's kind
There
of on
might be.
brand. Yeah. Not that I want
Yeah.
to drink, but I just have to. I've got this image to keep, and so
I will also be actively half marathon training. So that'll be fun. Nice little mix of alcohol and running in the morning at 5 a.m. It's fine.
yeah, no, totally fine.
Yeah,
I
I'll be
would love to
skipping that
join
running
you.
part.
Yeah, I would love to join you. I think I am going to be injured.
You're
Gonna
preemptively
schedule an
injured.
injury.
Yeah, I definitely have an upcoming injury scheduled for that week. Otherwise, I totally would. No, also.
Yeah. I get it. It happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, my ankle's just hurting too much this morning
Yeah.
and better not work out. It's
yeah,
the best
I would
excuse.
go down and do kind of a recumbent bike, and they have the screens on there, and you
Oh,
find
yeah.
something mediocre to watch. Yeah, that's a
Man.
good way to do it.
Since Peloton introduced the Kindle app in the entertainment section on the bike and on the tread, I have worked out more in the past week and a half than I have in quite some time because I love reading. And also, like, if I get on the bike, I will just stay there. And next thing I know, like, an hour has gone by. And I am finally going to get off of here and realize that I have definitely not had enough to eat for as much as I'm cycling right now. But that's the best
Yeah.
part. Then I just get to eat.
Nice. Yeah, I am curious how many people use that, though. I feel like, having not tried it and not really being a reader myself, it sounds incredibly hard to bike and read, but maybe it's not. I don't
It's
know.
really not. No, it's not that big of a deal. Like, because you're staying pretty steady. I mean, you should be staying pretty steady. Otherwise, you're moving way too much as you're on this bike. And it's not like you're like actively getting up and down and moving around and everything. Like, you're changing the resistance and like that's it. You might adjust your cadence, but your upper body should be pretty still the entire time. Now, running, on the other hand, I would not try running and reading at the same time.
Yeah, too much
walking,
of bounce or
yeah,
whatever.
walking and reading is probably enough for me. And I'll just like hit the treadmill to like 10% incline and 3 miles per hour and just like walk. It's
Yeah.
great.
I do think what they should do is have all the Peloton people read us books. So like, I want some Alex Toussaint reading me something.
Good night,
Like-
Moon.
and then just take a nap.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
only-
both a workout class and meditation. It's great.
Yeah, that's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
And the cow jumped over the. I do like the Peloton rowing workouts. I don't have a Peloton rower, but I have a rower.
I do.
And you have the full collection.
I have
You
the
can't-
trifecta.
Can you read and row?
No, I don't think it's on there
so. Oh,
because
okay.
you have to flip the pages yourself, and so your hands
and
are
there's
otherwise
no way you can
occupied.
be like, hold on here. But
Tap.
yeah, there's Matt, whatever his name is, the rowing instructor. I really like that guy.
Matt
He's got
Wilbers?
some cool. Yeah.
Oh man,
maybe?
he's fantastic. He's a Georgia boy
yeah.
too.
Oh, I see. Well, then that's clearly why we get along. He doesn't know me, but we're definitely.
I mean,
friends. He has-
same.
Yeah.
My friend's husband went to high school with him, and that's the
Okay.
weird connection that,
I see.
the levels removed.
Yeah. And he was like a college rower and all this stuff. And he puts together some good mixes. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, we're aligned on this. The most I've ever done is I have watched some shows while rowing. Like if I
Okay.
know I'm just going to okay, I'm going to just bust out a 2K or something. Let's watch some thing while this is happening.
I
can
think
do
I
that.
may have talked about this last time we did this, and that I'll turn on All Too Well 10-minute version.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because after you're done listening, 10 minutes have gone by. It's
Yeah.
easy math.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
have
want
a
to do
new
a 30-minute workout, listen to it 3 times.
nice. I have a new potential Taylor Swift connection that is not actually a connection, but I can dream. So the Kelsey Brothers podcast is signed a deal with Wondery, and I work for Art19, which is where Wondery hosts all their stuff. So like Taylor Swift could theoretically walk by and see a website I made at some point. Like
Yeah,
See a
that's
website I made.
it's not the flex you
Yeah.
think it is. I don't know.
hey, what do you got, Chuck?
Yeah, it just reminds me of a funny thing. I don't know if you watched Friends or not or whatever. You remember how Ross and Rachel, if you did, you may remember Ross and Rachel had their list of celebrities that they were allowed to have like a pass for. And there's this like Ross is really, he's painstaking over it and whether, what was her name? There was an actress that it was like whether she would be on or off, and she didn't make the final list, and he laminated it, and then he ended up meeting her, and then stupidly tells her the story. But anyway, blah 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 blah. We used to make the jokes that we also have a list of celebrities that would be permissible, and there was a couple of different times in life where I would like have 6 degrees of separation, like worked with someone at National Geographic who grew up in the same neighborhood as Rachel McAdams, and then like we're like kind of family friends, and I was like, that's a few degrees separation. Okay, she's on the list. Yeah, it's funny stuff like that. Had a couple
My
of those. That was it.
degrees of separation to Taylor is, her album Lover. The photography for that album, yes, I know that album. The photography for that album was done by, the co-working space that I used to work at for 5 years. One of the baristas there, her best friend did the photo shoot for it, and so she helped with the photo shoot as well. And so
Nice.
that's a pretty close connection.
That's a pretty close
Yeah.
connection.
Take
yeah.
it.
You should have been on tour. That's what at the end of that should have been you were invited on tour, and there we go. And that was a great year of your life.
Oh man, that would have been great, but no, I'm not that special. That's my early retirement plan, is to just tour, like just follow Taylor Swift's tour. It's fine.
Nice.
I'll have money, hopefully, or I'll just spend all my money that year, because by the time she tours again, it's going to be like $10,000 for a ticket.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah. Why so
My-
little?
Why so little?
And still sell out in
Yeah.
35
Oh,
seconds.
100%.
Or less,
Yeah, we'll
so,
absolutely always sell out.
Yeah.
But we're going to our company offsite next week, and there's going to be an opportunity for others to kind of give talks. And I was joking that I'm going to give a stack ranking of every single Taylor Swift song that has ever come out. And I'm going to need 3 hours. It's going to take me some time.
Yeah, to like work through
Yeah,
each one and
that
your
would be
reasoning
extensive.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty serious.
So I do want to steer us back for just a second. This is great whatnot.
This
We
is
did not
Whatnot.
really say a lot about all things open. I do want
Oh.
to say we'll all be there. We'll be drinking and podcasting there. You'll be speaking there.
Yes.
Can you give us any kind of preview into what you'll be talking about?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. I submitted my talk. We did this a long time ago. The talk I'm giving right now is probably the talk that I'm giving there, so we're going to go with it. It's called Influence Without Authority. So the idea of this talk is, no matter where you are in your career, you can have influence within your organization. So a lot of people believe like you have to have the manager title in order to have any impact on your org and be able to make a change. And this talk is really kind of breaking that idea down, saying, actually, here are all the ways that you can build influence in your organization, like very tactical ways of like building relationships and asking for and providing feedback, asking why more often, helping to kind of justify something or present something, talking about managing up, like proposing your ideas and how to get those to be heard and understood and like accepted. You know, not everything you say is going to be accepted, as we all know, but you know, a lot of people are afraid of, you know, they either are afraid of giving their suggestions altogether, or they're so bad at it that they just don't get their point across. And I think that's one of the biggest, you know, issues that a lot of individual contributors have earlier on in their career. Even, you don't have to be early on in your career. I think just this is one of the skills that a lot of people don't have, where basically they go into their reasoning for something before they've even talked about what their goal is. Like they're trying to set the stage for what they're going to talk about. And when you're talking, like managing up, it's the opposite. You need to tell me, you know, what is it that you want? Why do you want it? And what happens if you don't get it? And that's a good way of like a very truncated version of that section, because I think that alone is a skill that everybody can build and everybody should build. Whether it is a professional relationship, is like a friendship, a personal relationship in any form, like dealing with kids, dealing with parents, whatever it happens to be, like that is a very good rule to follow. If they want more details, they'll ask for more details, but don't assume everybody wants the unabridged version. They want the very, very, like, give me the table of contents, give me the TLDR.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like I've fallen into that trap with like a few documents I've written and stuff, that like I'm used to, like I don't write a lot of documents necessarily, and like, you know, in school they want you to use like flowery language and like, you know, all this like extra detail, and it's like just cut out like 90% of your sentences and just talk about like what you want to do. And it's like, oh, okay, that's way different than I thought it should be, but that kind of makes sense.
Exactly. I find when I'm doing document writing, start with a goal. Like, here's the goal of this document in the first place. Then I'm going to create the table of contents before I've written anything else. And then I'm going to look at the table of contents and be like, what is actually important here? I'm going to write those sections first. And then I'm going to go back and be like, all right, do I need these other sections? Or can I add them as an appendix? And then I'll just like move them down.
Nice. It's a good strategy.
Yeah, when you help Robbie get a promotion, he's going to send you.
I got you.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if there's enough help in the world for that at this point, but
start your professional therapy. Wow, you know, there is a program called the Friend Zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to sell some shit, Kelly, go ahead.
Yes, so I recently started a new community with my friend Taylor Desson called the Friend Zone. And basically, the whole goal of this is to help you get a job and to network with others who are also job hunting right now, and to give you that opportunity to figure out how you can, you know, really position yourself to get that interview, to nail that interview. There's a lot of competition out there right now. Obviously, people are still getting laid off. It's taking people a long time to get their job after getting laid off. You know, I'm reviewing some resumes right now that they've been unemployed for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months. And they've been looking for a role this entire time. And I'm obviously not faulting them for that. But it's tough. It's really tough when you need some kind of support. So we have a free option where you can join the community. It's on Discord, and you can chat with other job seekers. We post jobs in there, just little tips here and there. But we do have 3 paid tiers as well. The first tier is going to get you access to a monthly call with us where we review LinkedIn profiles and resumes. You get additional channels, you get extra access to jobs where like Taylor and I have connections. Taylor has been in the recruiting space for a long time. I'm a hiring manager, which is why we know this stuff front and back. We interview a lot of people. And then as you add on to those 2 other tiers that we have, so 3 tiers total, you get additional perks with that. You can look at our website to actually break it down all of it. I'm not going to, give you the entire breakdown on here, but it's thefriendzone.lol. It's a great domain.
Great, yeah. Which tier do you get the NFTs?
That's in tier 4.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Just I
saw something on Threads yesterday Basically somebody was like, yeah, we should put everybody front and center who bought an NFT and who was like advocating for NFTs at the time. And I was like, man, go ahead and permanently affix my non-fungible Olive Garden NFT that I bought to my profile because that was the best.
Olive Garden had one?
No, it was not, and that's why it got shut
Oh.
down because
Oh.
I owned an Olive Garden in Kentucky. Is basically it. There was priced $29, I think it was, because it was the same price as unlimited soup salad and breadsticks.
Yeah. Which is, by the way, the best thing on the menu. I will.
Yes.
It's
The
100%
salad
what
is
you
fire.
should get.
Oh, the salad is so good.
Soup salad and breadsticks. The salad.
I'm
is
really hungry right
amazing.
now.
Ooh, sorry.
This is a challenging conversation.
I'm about to
can-
have
this
10
helps.
pounds of crab legs here in a little bit, so
Mm,
Okay.
let's go.
nice. Yeah, it's probably not going to go quite like that for me, but I would tear up some breadsticks and salad and everything. It's definitely by far the best thing, and I will go back there just to get that.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
the
know,
pasta is kind of mid, to be honest,
It
but
is.
the salad
eat
is
it.
fire.
Exactly.
Yeah, the pasta fagioli, good. There's a zuppa toscana, is the potato one, I think, or something.
I used to make
Really
zuppa
good.
Toscana all the time, like that soup. It's
Yeah.
so good.
It is.
Now I'm
That's a
just too
win.
lazy.
I'm glad it still hits though. Like I had it in this past year.
Okay.
And some kind of road trip, and you're looking at the options, and we're like, yeah, let's just do that. Let's go
Man.
with it, and it still worked. The
Olive
wine was like
Garden-
piss, but everything else was great.
Olive Garden was peak middle class fancy for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it was such a privilege to go to Olive Garden. I grew up in a small town, so we didn't have much. You had to drive, at least 20, 25 minutes to get to the local Olive Garden.
Right.
So I was very excited whenever I had an opportunity to eat Olive Garden. And now I cannot remember the last time I went to Olive Garden. I'm
Right.
spoiled for choice in Atlanta, though. So
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, all things equal, it's like not that. It's definitely like not a thing you're going to seek out very often.
Yeah.
I can't.
When
I don't
was,
go to many chain restaurants in general.
When was the last time you went to a Waffle House, though?
I don't know, but I want to go now after you posted
Um,
this morning.
I went very recently, like a couple weeks ago, and it'd been the first time I'd been to Waffle House in years.
Oh, really?
And I don't need to go into the super deep details, but I was with somebody who they had a procedure, and so I was taking care of them, and I had to drive them because obviously they're going under for that. And apparently, when they woke up, the first thing they said was Waffle House.
Wow.
So
Smothered
I was
and
like, all right,
covered?
we're going to Waffle House.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's smothered and covered all day long, for sure.
Oh, man.
We go-
Exactly,
Yep.
scattered, smothered, and covered. They have chicken sausage now.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
It was
I'm-
actually really tasty.
okay.
So my go-to order, because I have a go-to order at Waffle House, even though I don't go all the time. I used
Right.
to when I lived in Athens, when I was at UGA. I used to have to walk through downtown to get to where I worked at the other side of downtown, and so I'd always stop at Waffle House on the way, and I'd order an egg and cheese sandwich on raisin toast.
Huh.
That
Okay.
sounds interesting.
Kind of like
So
OG McGriddle in a way, right? Like with a little
Yeah.
sweet on the outside. and-
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta
Okay.
try it. It's very
Okay.
good.
Try it. I'm open to that.
I
love,
was
like,
so
diner
afraid
food.
like that I was going to order it and it was just not going to be good anymore because I'm like holding this in my heart that it's always going to be good.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same. So I'm very happy.
I'm gonna
Nice.
guess that's not what Robbie got. He has a
No, there's
tendency
not enough calories in that for me. So yeah, I get the all star with all the things. I get ham, or actually, so my wife doesn't eat meat, so like she gets the yes, I know. She gets the the bacon, and I get the ham, so I get both. And then
It's a good relationship.
yeah, and then I
think so.
get eggs, hash browns, smothered, covered, chunked, and capped, and
Okay.
blueberry waffle. And I don't eat the
Just
toast because I'm watching my weight. So
Yeah.
Can't have the
Well,
toast.
I have the empty calories for you.
When I was in high school, I used to split the all-star meal with a friend of mine. We always did when we went there together. We'd always split the all-star meal. So I get it.
nice.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Good one at,
all
like, 2 a.m.
cheaper than like a coffee and pastry from Starbucks, which doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it was what I mean. In high school, it was like $5.99. I don't know what it is now.
It's like $10, but still, it's cheaper than.
Inflation.
Yeah. It'll get you.
was great being able to feed myself and a friend for, $3 each on our
Mhm.
lowly high school budgets.
Wait, before we get too far off, we're going to go back and forth and whatever else, but
Yeah,
this is a good
do what you want.
question for you. I will, because I want to know this one, and I guess I could just ask you offline. But anyway, any advice in starting a newsletter? So, as media moguls that Robbie and I are, we're looking at different ways to expand the empire. And we think starting a newsletter might be a good way to do that.
I'm
You're an
a
expert.
big fan of newsletters. I have 2 of them. So, I'm having fun. Yeah, newsletters only grow so much as you actually market them. So, that's the first thing. And honestly, it's something I've not been very good at lately. My newsletter yesterday that I published on burnout is probably the most promotion that I've gotten out of a newsletter in a very long time. But what I would recommend doing is what used to work before, where you can be like, oh, here's a referral program and refer all your friends and they're going to sign up. Doesn't work anymore. Nobody wants to do that. You're going to have more luck if you want to get people to sign up is offer something for free to them. That could be a download. That could be, whatever makes sense for you. Discount for that's usually for marketing, for like e-commerce, for example.
We got some free NFTs.
Free NFTs. There we go. You can
Perfect.
listen to this live podcast that has been recorded in the past. Really,
Yes,
really great.
It was live, and it's not a total lie. It was
I'm
live.
going to, yes, Cyrus says small free PDF for free. It's actually going to be just like a blank PDF. Like you didn't ask for any content,
it just
but
says PDF.
it's a PDF. Here's a
And it's
picture of a
just-
PDF.
Yeah, it's just the PDF icon.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. Or it's
And
a
turn
picture
it
of
into
Robbie
like a
going like this.
yeah. Exactly.
It's a GIF, which Siri says GIF correctly. Just so you
GIF.
know. GIF, yeah.
GIF is the right way to say it. Anyone
I
who says
disagree.
otherwise is wrong. GIF
It's-
is for
Well,
peanut
I'm
butter.
wrong then. That's fine.
Yes, Robbie's wrong in so many ways, though. Like
Yeah, that's all
We'll
right.
add it to the list. It's
hamsters,
fine.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
So
The
many
other thing
things.
I'll say about newsletters is be consistent. Pick a cadence and stick with it. And don't try to overdo it or else you will lose track of where you're at and you'll fall off. And I started weekly on mine and then I was like, I can't keep up with this. And so I switched to bi-weekly. And then I was like, I can't keep up with this. And so I stopped publishing altogether. And now I'm back twice weekly, actually. My Tuesday newsletter is free. And then my Friday newsletter is for premium subscribers only. I tease it for the free people, but then the paid subscribers get to read the entire thing. And it's like a longer version of Tuesday's newsletter, basically. So
nice.
given that I just wrote about burnout and it was a really good topic, Fridays is also very good.
So if you choose to subscribe, now is a good time.
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm a leech unto your content. I sign up for all the free shit for sure.
I appreciate that.
I'm trying to support-
Modernleader.is is that one. The other newsletter I have is called Tiny Triumphs. I'm really big on very small productivity tips. I
Yeah, I love
read
that one,
Atomic
actually.
Habits every single year. It's like that's how I roll. And so basically, I've created a newsletter of every weekday morning, 7 a.m. You get a tip, very small tip in your inbox.
Just the tip.
Just a tip.
I knew that was coming.
Keeping it on we're good. We're good. Yeah, I love that one. It's easy and I definitely like load up on the content and I have all my content ready through end of September.
Nice.
that one.
Very good.
Nice.
Yeah, I do love the small tips email.
Yeah.
I find it very useful. And I only had that joke was top of mind for me because I watched the Vince Vaughn Hot Ones the other day, and he was talking about.
He has a new
different
show
things.
or movie or something.
Yeah, Bad Monkey or something like that on Apple TV. You'll never hear about it because they don't market anything. But
I'll still watch it. If it's on Apple,
yeah,
I watch it.
and he's very funny and obviously in like the Hot Ones, like just off the cuff. The question was like, what do fans like run up to you quoting and whatever else, and what are like what are some deeper quotables that you don't hear that much that you really like or something like that. So just the tip was one of the easy ones that he hears all the time. Your money, baby, stuff like that. But anyway,
Okay.
That's where that came from. Just, a little tangent, a little back and forth,
Yeah.
letting you
I
know
thought that
I'm
would
not just a
be-
disgusting pervert, but in
I thought
fact,
that
it
would be
was
a
just
really
reference.
good TikTok channel, just the tip. And you aren't allowed to explain, you just give the tip and that's it. You're
That's
not
it.
allowed
Yeah.
to explain why that's like the thing you should do. It's just like, here's a tip, all right, done. Like,
Yeah,
I should
just
do
a
that.
tip, just a
Yeah.
tip.
I like
It's
it.
not terrible. You do
I'm just
something
gonna
like
like
that.
just like throw my head into the screen, just like, and then
Yeah.
give the tip,
Do this.
and then just like slide down.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I do like that. I want to see you be like as non-serious and non-professional as possible. But then something useful is given.
Have you
and then you're
considered
just like,
drinking with me?
I have considered it, and it's an activity that I try to participate in as much as our spouses are comfortable with. So
I mean, I invite
Oh.
my husband along every time.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah.
around there.
he
He's
appreciates
like,
a
that guy
nice glass of
again.
whiskey.
Seriously, are you sure? He's
Yeah.
not even funny. Like that's what
Yeah.
Daniel says about me.
Speaking of Daniel's comfort, has he left the recliner yet?
We returned it.
Oh, did you? I didn't
Wow.
see
It was
that
so
part.
heartbreaking. I actually tweeted about this recently, not describing it specifically, but in response to somebody else. So the recliner arrived, and we're like, oh yeah, this is great. He's never leaving this. And then he's like, I want you to sit in this seat and tell me if something feels off. No description beyond that. And I'm like, ooh, this sounds fun.
Yeah.
And I sit down, I'm like, I feel like my spine is crooked. Like, I feel like I'm just kind of like leaning a little this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, what side? And I said, the right side is sticking out. He's like, exactly. So either we both have crooked spines or something was wrong with the lumbar support in the chair. So we returned it.
And then they didn't try to be like, we can give you a different one. You're just, nah.
So that same chair is on stop order right now for a different issue. So they're like, nope, you can't. But we did order another one that should be arriving hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So we'll try it again.
Yeah.
Different store. Apparently,
Yeah.
Lazy Boy's quality has gone downhill. So we're not ordering from Lazy Boy anymore.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some funny, ridiculous, quasi-political comment to be made about the global economy, and we just don't pay those kids overseas enough. That's the problem. They'll make better
That's right.
quality once it, yeah, I don't know.
Somebody's going to read that very wrong. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It
can just
happens.
ignore everything that Charles William Carpenter III says. We don't know who
Yes.
he is.
Well,
He doesn't
I
know who
thought
he is.
I'm having a real like re-examine of me and what's going on. I'm a guy with big bags under his eyes, but a backwards hat because I think that I'm a teenager. It's it's a journey. It's a journey. That's what I would say. No, I think I lost it. I had a thing, and then Robbie interrupted me.
That's
But
it.
Well,
anyway,
unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap things up here because my wife just texted me and needs me to come carry all of this crab up. So,
Doing your job.
yeah.
careful with the clubs.
Yes, you do have to be careful with crabs. Before we end, anything else you want to plug or mention, Kelly?
Follow me on Twitter, KVLLY. Follow me or connect with me on LinkedIn. Follow me because I have like 1,400 responded to connections on LinkedIn, but it's my first name and my last name. Yeah,
It's
man.
hard being
You
popular,
post
isn't
you
it?
post that you have you're hiring for a front end or full stack engineering job, and whew, that's the way to grow your LinkedIn following. That's the secret.
Oh, just
That's
lie. Just lie.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hiring.
People love
Hiring
that. Like, just
for-
lead them on and then be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, now you're here. So here's what I'm peddling. It's great.
We need a tasters for Whiskey Web and whatnot.
I mean, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you should do it.
Yeah.
Anything else I should plug? Yeah, I talked about Modern Leader, modernleader.is. Tiny Triumphs is tinytriumph.xyz. I'm collecting different TLDs for domains. My personal website is kvlly.com, and the friend zone is thefriendzone.lol.
What country is LOL? Because those TLDs a lot of times are attached to countries.
Yeah, who
I
knows?
don't remember
Or is it
what
just
it
the two
was.
character ones? Got a little
Yeah, I
weird
think
lately.
I feel like LOL is not a country, but I don't know.
LOL.
Because they
It
have
might be
Yeah.
this one.
don't they also have like WTF or like I don't know, a bunch of weird like acronyms.
They do,
and-
yeah. This one, Namecheap says buy a .lol domain name for your fan club, comedy scripts, or collection of funny videos. Give the world something funny to watch or talk about.
Nice.
Okay, so we need
Sponsored by
whiskey.lol.
Yeah, I want that.
Yes, you
don't
do.
buy it. Listen, Cyrus, don't buy it. Also, thank you for the compliments. I have a deep voice when I say tip. But it's just this next one. I'm going to be honest with
Oh
you.
my god.
And,
All right,
I'm
on that
I
note,
know who I am.
I got to go get these
Anyway.
crabs. So thanks for listening. I haven't read any of the chat, so thanks for anyone who was hanging out, and we'll catch you next time.
Boom, boom, boom.